Okay, fourth graders, so here we go. We're going to do a quick review of what we talked about yesterday. Remember, when we are classifying pattern 1 sentences, we are looking for two big items. We're looking for our subject noun. Remember, this is our who or what our sentence is about. And we are also going to be looking for a verb. This is the action taking place within the sentence itself. Now, we also have some other parts of speech that we can be looking for. We can also be looking for article adjectives. Remember, there's only 3 of these: a, the, and, the word an, A-N. That's just kind of like a big hint letting you know that a noun is coming up in the sentence. We also are going to be looking for adjectives within the sentence. Remember, the job of an adjective is to describe the noun. They're going to tell us what kind, which one, how many. So think about this. These are going to be words that are going to give us shape, size, color, and amount. And then finally, we are also going to be looking for some adverbs. Adverbs are going to help us describe our verb. They're kind of bossy. They like to let the verb know how, when, and where they're going to be performing the action. Most of the adverbs that we are going to encounter in our pattern 1 sentences are going to end with an ly ending. So those are the big parts of speech that we have taken a look at so far in our sentences. So let's go ahead and review how to do some of these pattern 1 sentences. And guys, these are the same exact sentences we did yesterday. So taking a look at our sentences right here. These are the same sentences we saw yesterday. Look at sentence number 9. And these sentences can be found on page 2 of your workbook. Remember, the very first step that we need to take is we need to read the sentence. Once we have read the sentence, then we can decide whether or not our subject within our sentence is a person or going to be considered a place or a thing. Remember, if our subject ends up being a person, we are going to use the who question to identify it. But if we figured out that it's a thing or a place, then we're going to use what to identify our subject. So let's take a look at this sentence right here. The very first sentence, the candles burn bright. After reading that sentence, I can tell that this sentence is not about people. So I am going to ask myself the question, what burned brightly? Well, candles answers that question, and I'm going to label candles as my subject noun. Then I need to find out, what is the action taking place in this sentence? Well, candles burn. So burn is going to be my verb. I have my 2 main items I'm looking for in my sentence. I've got my subject noun and I've got my verb. Now I can look for adjectives, article adjectives, and adverbs. So let's go ahead and look for some adverbs. How did this candle burn? It burned brightly. Not only does it answer the how question, but if I look at the end of my word, I also have that ly ending. So brightly is an adverb. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can have 2, 3 adverbs describing your verb. Now let's go ahead and find some adjectives. What kind of candles? Red candle. So we've got a color word that is telling us the color of our candle. So red is going to be considered an adjective. And then remember, we only have 3 article adjectives. The, a, and the word and spelled A-N. And I look at my sentence and the very first word of my sentence is the word a. Is the word the, which is going to be labeled as a for article adjective. Now, I'm not completely finished with my sentence. Now, I've got to separate my subject from my predicate. And I would do that between my subject, noun, and my verb. And guys, this slash is always going to go closest to the verb. Then at the very end of my sentence, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to state what of the 4 types of sentences I'm working with. Am I working with a declarative sentence, a sentence that gives information? Am I working with an imperative sentence, a sentence that gives us a command? Am I working with an interrogative sentence, one that asks a question? Or am I working with an exclamatory sentence, a sentence that is showing strong emotion? Well, in this one, we're just being given information about the candle. So at the very end of my sentence, I'm going to put a D for declarative. And then at the very beginning of my sentence, I'm going to put the pattern label. Guys, we talked about the pattern label yesterday. Remember, our pattern label is SN, subject, noun, V, verb, and underneath the line, P1 for pattern 1. So that is a quick review on classifying our pattern 1 sentences. Please listen carefully for your instructions for today's classwork, and there are some other resources that you are going to be able to use in class to help you with the sentences that you will be working with today.